Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show as part of our Keep It PC segment. I am proud to have in the studio Zane Prep, and we've got Paul Reddy as right here, and Paul Zane Pilzer right next to me. Welcome, gentlemen, to the show.
Thank you.
Happy to have you guys here. Absolutely. This is one of my very favorite subjects because it's the subject that lots of kids don't think about a lot. They're not always really excited about science and math and things like that. And you guys are all about making it exciting and making sure that kids are learning those important subjects. And I'm really excited to talk about it. So tell me a little bit about Zane Prep, first of all, Paul.
Zane Prep was put together by a group of Park City executives with the mission of getting kids, K-8 kids, engaged in science and math. 20% of jobs in the U.S., according to the Brookings Institution, have a high need for one of science, technology, engineering, and math. That's a gap that's big in our system and is growing. And there's nothing better than having a kid, light their own fire on science and math and get excited about that. And so that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely. Well, tell me, is it more in the way of tutoring, or is this kind of playtime, as far as the math and sciences?
It's making learning, particularly of science and math, fun for children. And we say, children, I'm a Park City parent, 4 kids in public schools, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And Zane Math and Zane Prep, our products are put together to make learning math and science fun. And children at that age fall behind in different areas. You give me 25 different children, I'll show you 25 different things they're falling behind on.
Yeah, exactly.
And what we do in a fun way is assess what each child's learning about science and math, and then figure out a curriculum just for them. And I hate to use words like curriculum, because to them it's fun. For them it's playing Minecraft and building a calculator on a computer. And we use a labor force of top high school students. So you show us the top students at the high school in 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they work for us. They become the best tutors because we arm them with the tools and materials that a high school student can sit there saying, at 3:30 my students come in, and they really take it seriously, very serious. And then we track how the child learns, because we measure what you know, measure what you've learned after every lesson, and we track what the high school student has taught. So one high school student, I'll say, my kids learn more than your kids. And it's all done in a fun way that can change kids' whole paradigm on education. One of the reasons I started Zane Prep is in Park City, we have 300 children, K-8, who go to Roll and Haul alone on 4 buses every morning.
Wow.
These are Park City families who, for some reason, something wasn't being met. And usually it's just one little help when they're falling behind in math or not challenged and want to get ahead. And what we do after school at Zane Prep can keep somebody entirely in the Park City school system contributing to our community much more than if they went to a private school.
You kind of hit on something that I've been experienced anyway, and that is that typically kids that excel in this area and some that don't, there's kind of a key here, and that's usually the type of learning that they gravitate towards. An awful lot of the time you're going to see the kids that gravitate towards math and sciences, they're hands-on learners. They're somebody that needs a smaller classroom size. They're somebody that needs that an excitement level, because typically they're also really smart, and a lot of the typical schools can't keep up with them. That's got to be a big part of what you guys are doing there, having that hands-on opportunity.
It is, but it isn't rocket science. In other words, people go, how do you get these kids motivated? And how do you make them love math and science because they love going to Zane Prep? And I say, it isn't that difficult. The first thing we do is we assess. We don't say you're good or bad at math. You know what? You never learned how to multiply fractions where there's 2-digit decimals in the denominator. And that's a topic. So we divide all of math into concepts like vocabulary words. Slowly, we'll teach you each concept with no concept left behind. By measuring what concepts you know, we know which ones you need to learn. That's the secret. It's not this magic thing of this child's smart in math. We make any child enjoy math, make it fun, measure the concepts they don't know, teach them those concepts, as opposed to teach everybody the same.
That extends to science too. I mean, what every kid loves and every kid learns through is play. And so if we can make it feel like play, if we can deliver on play, then kids will think of it as, I'm coming to play. And they'll leave with an academic advantage.
Stay on that play thing is so key. Why do children become friends? Why does the kids meet on the recess? Watch them in recess. Someone taught me how to hit the tetherball. Someone taught me how to shoot off the rocket. Someone taught me how to kick the soccer ball. That's what we do in education. Paul, since you seem to be bored right now, I don't say it that way, why don't you teach Paul how to divide decimals? Oh, Paul's excited to come over and teach me how to do it. And at the end, we become best friends, and then we want to meet at Zane Prep tomorrow. I've got a new friend, Mom. How do you become a new friend? He taught me this, or I taught him this, and the teacher recognized I knew it. And instead of letting me be bored, let me teach it to the person. Peer-based instruction.
I love
so
that.
we take the rules of recess and the rules of games and make it a lot of fun to interact in a class where students teach each other. We measure every lesson, what you knew before the lesson, what you knew after. Parents get nice colored graphs and things showing what the child learned. And most important, we measured what we didn't do a good job of. We didn't teach you how to divide decimals. Let's teach you that tomorrow morning.
Excellent. This brings us nicely into the programs, the specific programs. So Paul Reddy, tell us about that a little bit.
Well, one of my favorite programs that we're running now is using Minecraft, and all of you who are parents of kids like me of my age have heard about Minecraft. Minecraft is an online multiplayer game that is very constructive and very kid appropriate. We're using Minecraft to teach basic sciences like earth sciences, physical sciences, even some basic engineering skills. So again, the kids come in, they see Minecraft, it feels like play, but they're leaving with a grounding in how circuits work, how the physical world works, how biomes are formed, and how biomes function. We also have, as Paul's talked about, Zane Math, which is, I think, a very innovative approach to teaching math. We do robotics because, as you've mentioned, kids love to get their hands on.
Oh,
they
boy.
love to play and compete.
And Lego robotics is so much fun.
It's
oh
a
my
ton
gosh.
of fun. And we've had our robot and our area set up in our store now for about 10 days. And whenever there's a child in the store, they're always looking a little bit over to that table, and they want to go play and they want to go pick it up. And that's not only okay, that's what we're encouraging.
But
That's
behind
excellent.
it all is a serious pedagogy. From the time a child is 3 years old, they either get math and someone takes the time to teach
Right.
them the concepts, or they don't. How does this manifest itself? Where is mommy leaving? When are you coming home? Well, when mommy can look to the clock and say, when this hand hits this hand, and the child can comprehend it, it's a lot more understandable.
Right.
When my child says, I'm really tired, how much further do we have to walk? And I can say, we've walked 3/4 of a mile, there's a 1/4 mile more and we get to school. It brings understanding. Math brings order to our lives as adults, and particularly brings order to a child's life. So when a child of 3, 4, 5, 6 years old starts to get the concepts in math, and we measure them at age 3 and 4, what concepts are they getting, what are they not getting, how do we add to it? They don't just learn math, they learn life, they bring order to their life, and they lay the foundation for, I can learn anything, I didn't know this, now I know this, what can I learn tomorrow, as opposed to, I can't learn that.
I like what that might bring to my household, which it sounds great. So let's talk about that a little bit. What can kids expect when they're walking in the door the first time?
Well, they're always greeted by one of our instructors who, as Paul mentioned, are usually high school students, members of our local community. They can expect a fun, exciting environment. We have a lot of computers, and so it's a very digital environment. We chat with parents about what we're trying to accomplish from a learning objective during the session. And then we'll start with a strategy game if we're learning math to warm the kids up and get them in the mode to be receptive. Then we, again in math, we'll go into a lesson on one of, a whole lot of concepts that we can teach, like multiplying fractions. We'll finish up with an assessment so that kids know how they're doing and parents know how we're doing. And then after the parents go home, the instructor will type a personalized note to the parents, updating them on what's happened, their child's progress, and their plans for the next session.
We're completely transparent. We believe you as a parent deserve to know whether you want to or not. You're going to come to Zane Prep. We're going to tell you how your child did on a specific problem, on a whole area of problems, on a concept, relative to every other child around the United States using those problems.
Oh, I really like that.
Complete transparency to the parent, so you know always what's going on. You know what your child knew. He got 11 of 20 right on a fractions assessment when he came in. He now did 18. And the first question the parent would ask is, how do we improve the rest of the way?
Yeah.
When you walk in, parents are frankly blown away because they have an image of what a school looks like. And frankly,
Of course.
we just accept that it's kind of dull. Yet when you walk in a really top restaurant or a hot retail center, you know when it lights up. We have 96 seats, state-of-the-art furniture, all brand new 2013 iMacs, serious amount of software. And when you walk in, your jaw drops because you've never seen a place like this that has anything to do with learning. We're 5 to 8 times the size of these little centers that teach math with paper and pencil all over the place.
Right.
That these called after-school learning. And children have never seen this, and parents never have. It's education. Of course, the best retail center you should walk into should be the place your child learns.
That's awesome.
There's something else here too I really learned as a parent in Park City. I figured out I attended 75 different parent-teacher conferences with 4 children going through public elementary school here at Parley's in Park City. And I learned is that every time I'd ask a question like, my child did this on the test, can I see it? No. Can I see the actual problem so we figure out not that she got or he got a bad grade, but what he got wrong? No. Can you tell me how the other students did so I know what this test means? No. And so the complete transparency is so exciting. And parents are used to dealing with education as a black box. I pay my money, either in taxes or to the private school. I send my child away. I hope he learns something. We report back every single day, every time we touch your child. Here's the concept, here's what they were working on, here's what they knew relative to other students, and most important, here's what they learned after they left us to tell us and our instructors that we're doing a good job.
That's awesome.
How could you not have this from every point where your child touches education?
That's what you want, that's for certain. Well, as we're running out of time, I want to just talk lastly about what you guys have planned next, and then we're going to tell people how to get involved.
Well, we're growing. We're very excited. This week, Paul negotiated an amazing lease. We have our own building in Sugar House on 21st South, and that will open August 26th.
August 26th.
Excellent.
Our laboratory where we develop all this technology and work with live kids and teach is right here in Park City next to Petco. We're opening in Greenwich, Connecticut, our first franchise store on August 15th. And we've got a long list of people around the country who all say, you know, I really want to do something in my community. I want something to do with business. There's nothing I'd like more than to have a supplemental center for every child in elementary school and middle school in my community to measure what they're learning and add on what they're not learning. So we have a long list of people wanting to open these. Frankly, we're slowing down a little bit. I'd open them all tomorrow. Paul, who's our CEO, says we're going to nail it, we're going to get all the materials right, we're going to do it perfectly, and we're going to open some of our own stores with our own money to make sure everything's perfect before we let all these franchise come. And I think we're going to get known as Park City as the place. Isn't that where Zane Prep started and developed all those new ways of teaching kids and making learning fun, particularly in science and math?
That's awesome. Tell people where they can go. What's the website address for Zane Prep?
The website is www.zaneprep.com. We're in the Redstone Center next to Petco. We're open 8:30 to 5 during the summertime, and we'd love to see everybody.
All right. Paul Zane Pilzer and Paul Reddy, gentlemen, thank you both for being here.
Our pleasure.
Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to learning some math skills myself from you guys. Thanks so much for being here. When we come back, we're going to have some falafel, and it's coming up right after this.